All right, so we are on the next part. We're still on the first page, but we're on the I can write, simplify, and solve when necessary expressions and equations. So it says, Brendan sold a third of his toy cars, then he bought 8 more. Now he has 23 cars. Write and solve an equation to show how many cars he started with. I forgot cars. Okay, so he sold a third of his toy cars. What's a third? What does that mean? Dividing. And it says third, so that means 3. So I'm taking the cars that he has, that he started with, and I'm dividing by 3. Then he bought 8 more. If you're buying something, are you adding to your collection or taking away from his collection? He's adding to it. And then that's going to equal 23. Okay? Now we're going to solve it. So this is very similar to what we did on the first ones. I need to get that alone. I have my barrier. The inverse is going to be minus 8. What is 23 minus 8? 15. I need to get my C alone, so I'm going to times by 3 on both sides. C equals, what's 15 times 3? 45. Make sure with these, again, it'll be multiple choice, but just make sure that you understand what you're solving for. So this is going to be 45 cars. He started with 45 cars. Okay? So, in the spirit of Christmas and in the spirit of it just being Black Friday, Alex had $468 to spend on 14 Christmas presents. After buying his presents, he had $20 left over. Write and solve an equation to show how much each present cost. Okay? So you could write this a few ways, but we are going to have his presents times the cost plus his 20 left over equaling to 468. We are going to have his presents that he bought, which is 14, times however much each one cost, plus 20. I need to work to get this alone. So I'm going to minus 20 on both sides. 14 times however much they cost is going to equal, what, 448 divided by 14. And my cost, my cost is going to be $32. So each present cost Alex $32. Sounds like he got some nice presents for his family. Okay? Now we are going to look at a couple more. And I didn't write this on here, but you will have you will have one question and it'll be worth 3 points. Nope, that's something else. There are 2 questions. 2 questions on this. 2 questions, okay? All right. All right. So, Anaya has X amount of dollars. She spends half of her money on presents for her friends and 50 on her mom. Write an expression showing how much money she would have left. Okay? So, Anaya has X amount of dollars. She spends half. So what is that going to look like? X divided by 2 plus however much she spends on her mom. She has her money. She divides it in 2. Then she adds what she spends on her mom. And that's going to equal how much money she has left. Okay, so this one isn't going to be solvable like the last one was because we have these 2 variables, which is perfectly fine. They didn't want us to solve it. Okay, so for 8, a class of 534 went on a field trip. There were 12 buses and 6 students rode in cars. Write and solve an equation to show how many students rode in each bus. So we have 12 buses, and they are filled with a certain amount of students. Plus, we have the 6 students who rode in cars, and that's going to equal my total of 534. So let's go to solve it. Minus 6 on both sides. 12s equals 528. And what is 528 divided by 12? 44. So there are 44 students who rode on buses. Okay? All right. So, oops, sorry. That's going to be it for that part.